All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's session on empowering MSMEs for export success through AI. Careers mandate focuses heavily on strengthening innovation, competitiveness, and resilience among MSMEs across the region, and this session aligns perfectly with that mission. We're also joined by Wisdom CRM team today, who brings a lot of expertise in AI-powered trade intelligence and is working with MSMEs throughout the Caribbean. The Caribbean Industrial Research Institute, CARIRI, is presently executing a project titled Shaping the Future of Innovation, which is a collaborative effort between the European Union, EU, and the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, in the design and financing of a solution to advance private sector innovation in Trinidad and Tobago. The project has received technical support from the Ministry of Planning, Economic Affairs, and Development. Currently, the project has three components and has a specific objective to catalyze innovation activity as a key driver of business-led economic growth and jobs by the development of new products, markets, services, and business models. And this is done by addressing three key challenges that can constrain innovation, particularly in SMEs. So this has been implemented through component 1, component 2, and component 3. Component 1 focuses on financing for commercial innovation. Component 2 focuses on gaps in research and development capability of local firms. And component 3 is focused on creating a more coordinated and effective innovation ecosystem. And it really focuses on the absence of collaboration amongst public agencies mandated to support innovation, competitiveness, and growth. Joining us today is a team from Wisdom CRM Caribbean Limited. They are a social enterprise and edtech company based right here in Trinidad, and they've been working across the region. Wisdom CRM uses AI and data analytics to help drive inclusive development, and their platforms have already been approved for use in primary and secondary schools in Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Barbados, and Guyana. Their products have been created to engage the users through gamification, incentives, and generative AI with strong ESG values. So we're pleased to really have them here to share how those same technologies and principles can support our MSMEs as they explore new export opportunities. So I want to encourage you today to ask a lot of questions, use the chat feature, and we will hold most of the questions to the end of their presentation. So, but as quickly as you have those questions, put them in the chat and we will respond to all your questions. So without further ado, I hand you over to Wisdom Sierra.
So thank you so much, Karen, for that warm and lovely introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all had a wonderful day. And we just want to thank on behalf of my team. So I'm joined by my colleague who will be co-hosting, Mr. Orlando Powell. And we have other of our team members on today. And just on behalf of our team, we want to really thank Kariri because we were one of the recipients of the Shaping the Future of Innovation grant. And that award has helped Wisdom CRM to truly expand throughout the Caribbean to build this platform, which we're going to show you today, and expand our team and also become a net foreign exchange earner. And we know in Trinidad and Tobago, that is a prized, a treasured possession. So just a bit about who we are. So I am Shariel Plowden. I'm country manager for Trinidad and Tobago. And we would have started off during the pandemic. So I know all of us remember COVID, especially as business owners. That was a time that changed our lives forever. How we do business, how we interact, how we even live in our day to day. And during that time, we know that the world was shut down. So the Ministry of Education, they needed initiatives to engage students while they were at home. So when the ministry put out that request, we Wisdom CRM, we had a learning management system at the time. But the ministry came out with their own. So, like with anything, we took our base technology and we took our gifts. So we have a gift for trading and investments. And we created a Wisdom CRM sustainable stock market game platform. Now, follow me here for a little bit. I know we're here to talk about the global export, but this is just how we began. And this is a really good story for business owners on pivoting and using your resources to expand and grow your business, right? So we'd have had the stock market game. We got approval from the Ministry of Education. We were able to expand that now into Guyana, Barbados, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, Ghana in Africa, Suriname, and I mean, we continue to expand. In meeting now with various stakeholders, the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association and CARICOM Private Sector as one, and they saw what we would have done with stock market and finance data, and we also have another platform, an AI tutor platform. So they saw what our capabilities and our knowledge and expertise in AI could have done. And they said, you know, right now we have a bit of a challenge in the manufacturing and trade space. There's data out there, but the way the data is and how difficult it is to read and to visualize. You'll think that if we give y'all access to this data, y'all can turn this into visualize this data and turn it into insights that our businesses, our SMEs and our MSMEs, and even our large manufacturers could now use to give them eyes to see and to inform their export strategy. So just as the young, bright millennials we're like, let's take a crack at it. And in about a week, we were able to bring to them the Wisdom CRM Global Export AI platform. And the then president of TTME was blown away. So I would have gone through who we are, the challenges that was being faced by the MSMEs, which was access to data, right? We all know data is the new oil. Data is what is going to get companies ahead and keep you ahead and be your competitive advantage. And that's what this platform does. We're going to go into a demo to show you exactly how that platform works. And we're going to give an overview of the platform, AI basics, as we know a lot of people use AI, but still don't understand the core concepts of AI. And we're going to show you how to navigate the platform as well. I'll share another story before handing over again to my colleague, right? We were at the Trinidad and Tobago Trade and Investment Conference, TIC, and we had a young lady come up to us. So I mentioned we would have partnered with TTME and CARICOM Private Sector. So we have MOUs with these entities. And at that Trade and Investment Conference, she said that she would have gone on the trade missions with TTME. Now, these trade missions are excellent idea and initiative, but companies need to have access to the data to be able to determine if this is a market that is going to help their products go to the next level. So that young lady came to us and she said, yeah, I went on a trade mission to Dominica. My products are those like body butters, skincare, oils. And as a woman, I got excited one time. But she was like, my market was not Dominica. So we actually went onto the platform and showed her that her market was actually Suriname. And she was like, somebody really did tell me. But of course, she'd have already spent the money to go to Dominica. So she'd have had to, it's business. So kind of put together more resources. So now we were able to show her, I think the Suriname was one of the markets, Guyana. So now she has insights. So she can now tailor her strategy to go to those specific markets. So that's who we are. We're a social enterprise. that uses education and technology, headquartered right here in Trinidad and Tobago, to power regional and national development using artificial intelligence and data analytics. We're approved already by the Ministry of Education. We also have MOUs with the stock exchanges, so we have that credibility behind us. We've gotten funding from Kariri IDB and from some of our corporate partners as well. And today we are here to present to you SMEs and MSMEs on how artificial intelligence and our global export platform can help you to inform your export strategy so that you too can become net foreign exchange earners. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to my esteemed
Thanks,
colleague,
Shanae.
who's our team lead, Orlando.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. First of all, thank you, Kariri, for giving us this opportunity to showcase our AI platform. And at times we have to go back in order to go forward. And I know we don't have much. When we look at the time, it's 5:15, but trust me, presentation, we would just go through the PowerPoint and go straight into the tech, right? Now, upon doing research, we realized that most SMEs or MSMEs or companies, whichever way you want to word it, when it comes to integrating AI in your workflow, there's a challenge like how to, right? We consult with schools, CXC, corporate stakeholders, stock exchanges. We're very integrated in the ecosystem. And this journey is to empower you, the one that's on the call today, to show you how we could support what you're doing. But before we get into the tech, everybody will have their own, it's the right word, their own views of what is AI. So to balance the scale, we've designed this presentation, which we will share with you after, so we could go straight into the technology and we could just not blow past the presentation, but more importantly, focus on this, the key points. So we have what is called narrow AI, okay? And the narrow AI is what we use in our everyday lives, right? Such as Waze or Siri or Alexa. They're not coming to take our job, these narrow AIs, right? And you also have AGI, and this is where the concern comes in. The one that we're using in the global export platform is generative AI. So for example, we will just move real time here. We will compile data from TradeMap, CPSO, and UN Comtrade, and then plug it on top of the AI's brain so that the AI could properly educate about export and import data based on product or HS coding, okay? Generative AI, so all of them is trained on public information, right? So our providers, of course, ITC, UN Comtrade, World Trade Organization, and CPSO. So because we're dealing with a next generation of businesses like us, right? At times people will wonder if your business is sustainable, and you just have to focus on your dreams and the problem that you solve. So the problem that we solve in Wisdom is using data that is publicly available and provide that to get insights. So you cannot make a decision without insights, okay? And we turn that out into a user-friendly manner so that even a child could understand how to use it. And that's what would have helped us, because we have our AI tutor platform built on OpenAI. We were able to build out this user interface that could relate to children, to parents, to teachers. And then we applied that same user journey or user experience with technical knowledge to build up what we're going to show to you today. It's version 1, okay? So yes, it will have a couple of things need to change. And we decided, listen, we're not, yes, it's our business model is subscription, but let's solve your problem first. Let's roll this out to you first, free of costs, okay? So there's no cost all the way from now straight till next year, April, somewhere around that side. But we wanted to show you how to use the product. So we would have done some assessment at TIC to ask people like, what's your HS code? People don't know that. Okay, how you know to export to another country? They don't know that. What's the importing value of your product, or what's the market reach for your product? To go through all of that, it takes time. So from TTMA to CPSO to all of these companies you might know that are manufacturers, some of them, the large ones, they have a trade unit, okay? And the trade unit, basically, that's their job. Their job is to just get trade data, pass it over to the executives, or pass that over to the sales team, and they could position accordingly. So what we would have done is build out a framework to tackle people's challenge. People like who? You. So real-time data, how to turn those data into insights, how to get you ready, export readiness, where you have an AI assistant. So all of us is on Microsoft, is on Teams now. Sorry, on Zoom. I'm a Teams guy. Why? Because when I schedule an invite, I could go on my email, send an invite, and it's sent and sync in our calendar, and you get 50-minute reminders, right? User experience. So why Zoom versus Teams or Google Meet? It's user experience, okay? So what we would have done is try to get the user experience right first by tackling the challenge. And the challenge, we won't solve all of it one time. We're doing it in phases. So one, entry to market, regulatory requirement, logistics, all these different things. So we're using AI to solve that problem. We're not saying we're going to turn you guys into millionaires by next month or turn your company from negative to positive. We're in the data and analytics, and then we use that to help to know, do trend analysis, so you could know how to position your business for the next quarter. Like us internally, we're using data analytics from our technology to provide that to governments across the Caribbean to say, hey, you guys, it could sustain now because we have analytics to back our case. So data analytics helps. And then if you have, let's say, a pepper sauce, or you're making ketchup or ice cream or health products, whatever you're making, you still need data analytics to support that. And I will go deeper into that, right? So you guys are going to sign up today. So we're going to go to the live market shortly. That's where we want to spend most of the time. And when you're signing up, we're going to ask you some questions, right? So this was TIC. We went to TIC. I believe it's in July, somewhere thereabout. Thanks to Kariri. Kariri made this possible for us. If it wasn't for Kariri, we would have never been able to go to TIC. We'd have never been able to even design this technology as how we do it right now. So when these users, it's like you go onto Netflix and you're watching a movie, Netflix algorithm understanding your pattern, right? Or you're signing up to something and it asks you some survey questions. So we ask, okay, tell us your business type. As you can see, most of the business there were micro, small, medium, and large. Then we asked them in the platform, which market you're interested in. Mostly CARICOM. So it's like, if home is not taken care of, you cannot go outside and make sure, and you cannot sustain outside. In other words, if you're here in Trinidad or Tobago or wherever you are tuning in, and you make the pepper sauce or ketchup in your mom's kitchen, okay? And then you're like, okay, I need to get this sold. You start to sell it in the church. You're like, okay, somebody from church say, look, you get it in the grocery. You get it to the grocery. What if your market is not that now? What if, because of Jamaica with spice or another country, you could do better elsewhere? Who's going to help you to know that? Who's going to help you to get export readiness? So the idea came, why don't we have an AI assistant that is trained, not ChatGPT. ChatGPT, we've built on ChatGPT. It's like Zoom and Teams built on the same technology, right? Open source. So we have the same large language model built that's used to build ChatGPT. But what we would have done is train the AI with our CARICOM data so that it could give us accurate information. Then we would have benchmarked that now with international standards by integrating UN Comtrade and Trade Map. So we give like a Caribbean/international feel. It's like our stock market game. We have Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados on one stock exchange learning platform for students. And then we integrate that now with NASDAQ and all the other markets. So if I'm a student or someone in the public space and I want to learn, I want to trade Apple, or I want to go to Jamaica Broilers, or I might want to go to Massey, you should have that freedom of choice to go any market you choose. So our problem that we solved, there weren't any learning platform that has all stock exchanges integrated. Carrier come talking about that for 30-something years, and we were able to get it done. So we're now tackling something new, which is MSME. So work with us. We don't have it all figured out yet. We will break things as we go along. But from what we're seeing here, we're seeing, okay, some says, okay, we want to find buyers overseas. Some said, okay, product certification is their problem. Each and every one of you on this call will have your own unique challenges, okay? And even when we figure that out, we don't have the human capacity to service each and every one of you. So we use an AI to do that. It's like the saying, rain fall on everybody's roof, right? So if rain falls on everyone's roof and every one of us has unique challenges, the only way we could use to service that is to create what is called Isabella. So Isabella is our personal AI assistant, and she's going to be there with you 24/7, okay? And Isabella is trained with market intelligence data, so she could help you in real time to make decisions, all right? All of us could agree, when you open up your phone in WhatsApp, you will see there's this WhatsApp chatbot inside there, okay? WhatsApp AI. Come next year, 888 GPT will no longer be available in WhatsApp. So there's this race now for AI. We're now at the birth of a new era. From 2020 to 2030, COVID-19 just accelerated. So in order for us to go to the next level, we need to create a membership portal. It's like school. When you go to school, you have this membership club or Rotary or whatever, right? You need a membership portal where you could have like-minded individuals to collaborate with, so you're not alone as an entrepreneur, right? And then now, what if every product we use is made by a company, and we teach this to the students? So they're accustomed to the Jordans, the name brands, all of these things, but not knowing the company that owns it, right? Or manufacture it. Like the other day, I brushing my teeth, I saw Colgate, Mexico. I'm like, how? You know? Or Johnson & Johnson. So most of the products that we use is manufactured by a company. So to support Shariel, we would have replicate that concept from the stock market to global export. So in your case, it's called HS code. In the stock market, it's called CIK, Central Index Key. So Apple will call AAPL, okay? Shorter version for Apple, or Tesla, TSLA, or Google, GOOG, all right? That's the ticker. And then you will have, let's say, the CIK number, which is a 13-digit number. And that 13-digit number is stamped as Apple code. But you won't see that on the front end. You will just see Apple. So it's like you go get a driver's permit. Your ID is for you, or your passport, it says you. So what we would have done is to provide what is called HS code search. And I'm telling you, up to today, we were online with TTMA, and that's a big thing, okay? No matter how big the companies are, HS code search is real. You need to know how to use HS code search. You need to know how to do product search and do comparative analysis, all right? And when you do that, you're able to spot trends and where you could go to export, okay? But most importantly, all of us monitoring what's going on with the United States and Donald Trump and tariffs and this and that and Venezuela, all of those geopolitical things that could impact trends, but you need to strategically plan using artificial intelligence. That's all we're saying. So we should use AI in everything that we do. It's like if you miss your loved one, the first thing you do, and they're on WhatsApp, you go to WhatsApp. It's like your go-to. So we're saying, let's use global export as a go-to tool to support you. Let me see the time here. Okay, so I have some, okay, right. I want to spend at least an hour on the platform. So yeah, this is it in principle. All right, let's continue. Now we're going to get into the platform, okay? So I'm trying my best to get straight into that. Again, in this example, everyone, I'm going to leave my screen here for a good 2 minutes. Yeah, what time it is? 5:27. I'm going to do that for 3 minutes. So 5:30, we will resume. So I want everyone to open up your browser and go to globalexport.ai, okay? globalexport.ai, and this is where you're going to come, all right? globalexport.ai. Don't click agritech. That will take you to our next technology that we're going to roll out down the road, but that's not now. So just go and click, I think it's login. Yeah, click login, and then you just fill out your information here: name, email, phone, company, country, micro, small, medium, or large, and then put your password. So we're going to give you guys, is that okay, Kariri? We could give them 3 to 4 minutes to complete this exercise, please, because it's going to require real-time application. Is that okay? And we begin in 4 minutes time, so we could focus the effort on the technology. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Wonderful. So everybody, you could, I'm gonna see if I could send this in the chat to make it easier for those who, don't worry. Let's just put it right here. Oh, um, copy, paste. I'm not sure why it's not. Okay, yeah. Sorry, my apologies, right. There's a link, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna get into, yeah, so let's say we start at 5, 20, 30, 30. Let's say we start at 5:30, 34. Yeah, 5:34. And then we will get straight into the technology afterwards, okay? I'm giving you
Mr.
guys
Powell,
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if there may be a challenge to the persons who are joining using their phone, if they would be able
Okay.
to. So,
No, they won't able to if they're on phone. So no, yeah, there will be a challenge for sure. So what we will do, we will just start in the next 4 minutes, okay? For those who can.
yes.
Yeah, so that's not a problem. All right.
All right, great.
Okay, no problem.
Mr. Paul, there's one question in the chat where one person is asking where in the sign up it asks for the company, and is that the company that you work for that you're filling out as the
Yeah.
person?
Yes, the company that they work for. So this is where, yes, the company that they work for. Yes.
All right, great.
Yes. Thank you for that. Karen, I think we have like 2 more minutes or one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am seeing someone saying that they're having trouble. They are unable to submit. I'm not sure why.
Not sure how I am.
Oh, never mind. She just said she got through, so all is
Yeah.
well. Okay, so
We
yes, we're
again, like,
getting a few people who are saying they're finished. So
it's like again, like, so just to give knowledge exchange. So participant is like you're using Google or Microsoft Teams, right? And let's say for some reason you realize that we're on this call and we're not getting through to Zoom. It could be connectivity, it could be device type. There's so many variables that could cause anyone from not gaining access, right? But if Zoom is down, the entire work, let's say Zoom itself is down, the entire Zoom platform, no one can use it. So what helps us with what we do, we take a first world approach to say, okay, is it that our users, we need to teach them how to use the platform? We're like, yes. So education is needed to use the platform. We're not expecting everybody to get it today off the bat, all right? That's why it's recorded, and that's why you'll need second, third, fourth. What is this on my screen here? All right, let me just move this Zoom stuff. What is on my screen here? All right, so to the top, you will see
Andre,
Amazon,
no
Meta.
sharing.
Can you guys hear me?
We're hearing you, but you have to share your screen, please.
Oh, wow. My apologies. Thanks for that. Share. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, great. Like, what's on my screen now? It's going to be like, oh my God, I'm going back to school. All these statistics, all these numbers. Trust me. Being in the business, you need to know economic activity, okay? But we're not going to get into this part today. We're just going to go into an example of a product. But let me break down Netflix, Meta, and Amazon. How does that relate to MSME? Those companies started off like us, okay? Garage, making it inside your mom's kitchen, in the garage. But over time, they realized, oh, wait, why are we selling our computers to our neighbor when we could find the parts from China, okay, cheaper, and then we, of course, manufacture it and assemble it in China and bring that back to America and sell to the world. Same thing. So everything that we use is owned by a company, all right, including our phone, our belt, HS code. So Apple HS code or Apple CIK is different to pepper sauce, grapes, apple, not actual Apple Store, but Apple. So when I go to CARICOM, so your first thing you could do is go to CARICOM, okay? And this was some test data we put inside here, like real data from CARICOM, so that you could get a feel, because the data is updated annually, but not for this one here. So we're going to go to the international one, but let's just use CARICOM first, because it's like your neighbor, okay? How do you use this here? Like, this is so confusing. What's my next step? So yeah, you could open Isabella, but Isabella is there as a narrow AI that gives you voice command. She cannot speak back to you, okay? Like this animated one here. You cannot speak to her, and you guys have a natural language processing conversation. But the other AI, we could do that too, which is generative AI. This is just a guide, like Waze, okay? So we don't need to highlight that. What can you do here? I want to go to product search, okay? So product search helps you to search for a specific product. And I could say, okay, let me just deselect all. So you'll come to deselect all. And let's say, like in my part of the world, we use Ake, okay? I don't know if you guys, right, give me a sec here. Oh, sorry. Page 2, right? Individual product search right here. Yeah, so go to page 2 to do individual product search, not the main one. So here you could come to product description, AC generator, all these different things. So this is CARICOM data here. All right. You see, it says ackee here. All right. You know, we like what ackee with saltfish, etc., etc. Your yam, your dasheen. So what you're seeing now, which we're building out with CARICOM, is to get the export amount. So you have import and you have export, okay? And in this example, it was export to the United States. In this example that we're showing you, this is not where you make the pepper sauce in your mom's kitchen and you want to go to Guyana. That's a whole different data set. So we have two we're going to show you today. CARICOM, meaning CPSO data set alone, and then we're going to show you an amalgamated data set because you need a combination of data to tell you a story. You can't just rely on one data source and say, yeah, this is the market. No, we amalgamate everything to tell a story. So ackee, and then if I could put a next example here, let's just say yam. All right.
Mr. Paul, someone was asking if you could use beverages.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we're gonna go to that example. That is the example, beverages, and we're gonna use personal care products in our example. Okay, so let's just go straight to it. So for those of you who are already sharp, okay, go to data analytics by product. This is where the magic happens now, right? And you're gonna go to page 2. So page 1 is the main page. Just like what they said today in the news. And this is the beautiful thing, right? When they said Donald Trump, certain product from Trinidad, tariff is not included. So you will see here the main products, okay? These are the main products. So it didn't say product X, HS code X, it just give you the main product. But for our case, the micro, small, medium-sized companies, we want to know about actual beverages product. So what is the HS code for beverage? So what you're going to do, if you're on your laptop, you're going to hover over Assistant, AI Assistant, right-click, and click Open Link in New Tab, okay? And what you're going to do is turn it into a market research portal. So on one side, you use for market research. On the other side, you use for AI Assistant support, which is Isabella. Not this one right here in the corner. So don't activate this one.
Hello, Mr. Dale Parson, TTM.
So Bella cannot speak here, but this one, Bella could speak. You see the microphone here? So I could say, hey, Isabella, what's the HS code for food and beverage? So Isabella would have turned my voice into text, okay? That's what it's, text to speech. So it's like you're on WhatsApp, right? And you send a voice note to your loved one. It doesn't goes into text. It goes as a file. And the person has to click play in order to understand, then to reply back to you, right? It's the same thing with AI. So now AI is now supporting that to say, okay, food and beverage, breaking down the context, all right, okay. So we now need to look at various product labels now to get this insights, all right? So chapter 24, okay? So we have chapter 24, then you have different then you have different, so 22, it's chapter 22. So chapter 22 is beverage, spirits, and vinegar, all right? So I'm going to show you how to use the AI as your assistant in real time. You don't need to go and call a help desk or search all over the place. It's right here. And then I'm going to go back to my research portal. So you're going to now move from, let me maximize this so that you could have a better view as to the different topics, right?
Hello, Mr. Dale.
Sorry, Bella. Right. Let's go here. So, yeah. See this here? HS code product search, 4-digit. So we have an interesting story to share. So we had a stakeholders meeting with CPSO and TTMA. And the conversation came about which digit number is important for manufacturers to know. We Wisdom Serum says 6-digit. What's the difference between 2, 4, and 6? So if you go back to the AI, so you see Isabella would have said chapter 22. So 22 is the chapter, all right? The main chapter 22, the main HS code. but you're going to have subcodes within that HS code, okay? And that's where it started to get confusing. Like, oh my God, how am I going to know my product code? So in this case, we're going to go to chapter 22, okay? All right, let's go back to 4. My apologies, right? Let's go back to 3. Yeah. You see this right here? You could search by 2-digit, okay? And you could search by 6, you could search by 4. So 22, so what you're going to do is deselect all, okay? And then you're going to go now and look for 22, okay? Just follow me. You're going to just select 22. And when you do that, you're going to see all of the different sub chapters, such as water, wine, all these different things coming up now. You see that? Sparkling wine, beer from malt, non-alcoholic beverages, etc., etc. So this is if you want to go wide. But what if you want to go niche for your product? So Karen, I know we said we're leaving the question for last, but I'm going to use an example. That person who asked for food and beverage, right? Let's just say which one of the food and beverage they would like. Okay. If they could just put it in the chat, right? So there's an exercise. If you could help me, Karen or Alicia, whichever one of you guys see in the room, the chat to support.
He said beer.
Beer, okay, right. Beer made from malt. So if you hover, just put your mouse over the chart and it will give you the product code. So your product code, so you could say beer, but what type of beer? Beer that made from malt, you follow? So here it says 2201. So if I deselect all and I just select this one alone, all right, 2201. Okay, let's come back here, right? Come down, and select. It's 2201 right? 2201 Let's come down. You could just let me know if there's any chat inside there from the same user. So you're gonna go down to 6 now. Okay, I want to drill it down to you. Okay. So this is now beer from malt. So this is you now, okay? I know it's gonna be a little confusing, but trust me, when you get it, it's like you're playing a game now. Once you get it right once, it's just to give AI now. What this is saying in principle. So I'm gonna use an example. So forgive me, but I have to use this example. So I'm gonna go on Apple. Okay, so this is Apple, and this is Apple stock, all right? The actual Apple that whoever uses iPhone. So Apple stock on April to the bottom here, April the 25th, was at $169.37 a share. This year, Apple was right here. And Apple is now at 267, which is an increase of around 56% Apple stock gain for the year so far. We still have November to finish, then December. So Apple gained 56%. How do you merge that with this, right? This is what the trend is saying now. So we're using time and the value of money. So 2022, Barbados imported 2.2 million, then it dropped to 2021, then it picks up to 2022, 2023, 2024, okay? So Barbados import value, maybe this is now picking up a trend, and then when we update the data, because it's annually we update the data, okay? And then you could see from 2021, it was a big thing. That could be by COVID-19 or that dip from COVID-19 come down, and then you get a pickup coming back now. So you could only imagine if you were exporting to that market and you get this trend at the low. But what if Barbados is not your market, all right? So we have what is called country-specific comparison. So I'm going to go side by side. Let me just put this side by side. So on the chart, I could now compare Apple and Tesla to see which one of them will give me a greater value for my money. You see, it says here, compare. So I could now add Tesla on top of that and say, okay, what if I'm going to get some Christmas money? Where am I going to put this on now? So I could now look at Tesla versus Apple. So Apple so far year to date has given a return of 46.58%, but Tesla is 142. Elon Musk just became like with the pay package that they're giving him right now for his job, doing an excellent job at Tesla, even though he import all the parts from away and still manufacture and still sell it. It's still a manufacturing company. So we should take that, whether we make ketchup, whether we make beer, whether we make soy sauce, toilet paper, cocoa, whatever, it's still a company manufacturing the product, right? So what we're going to do here, you could even do search. Let's put Guyana on top of this and see. Everybody know, oh, Guyana is a market. Well, let's see, okay? Add Guyana on top of that, bam. You're like, wow, real time. So the AI is now, just like what you just saw, AI is pulling all of the data set that it has to give you that in real time. So traditionally, what market research analysts do right now for all of those big large companies that you know, they have a team designated to do market research, but they have to understand HS code. They have to understand product label. They have to understand the data. That could take them 3 to 4 weeks to compile a proper report, and they still have to tell a story with the report, and they still have to make a decision with the report. Okay. So what we're saying, we don't have the holy grail. We just have a start, and then over time, it will improve how you integrate it in your model, okay? So you have to start with it by seeing it as, it's not going to turn you into P&L overnight, but you're starting off using your own product, okay? And if you don't show about your product HS code, you ask Isabella, what is the product, what is the HS code for napkins or whatever, right? So we add Guyana on that. Look at Guyana. Guyana comparison to Barbados. So now you're like, oh my God, my mom got a dream and my mom said, listen, Barbados is the market, okay? You can't make decision based on feel or hunches. You have to use data, right? Or, you know, people talk noise. So that's Guyana. Then we say, okay, what does Jamaica looks like? Okay. Of course, with the hurricane, all of that, Jamaica not looking so well because, you know, they might have all of them rum thing. Maybe beer's not a big seller back home in Jamaica. So we're using Jamaica, Barbados, Guyana. Let's use another country here. Okay. Let's come down. All right. We have Bahamas inside there. Karen, is there anyone, is the same person asking any question, just for my knowledge? No? No,
Yeah,
right?
so he did, he had two other questions. One was, he wanted to know if it was going into detail about like vendor code or manufacturing code. I'm not
Manufacturing code? Repeat?
Yeah, he wanted to, at that time, he asked about if it was going into detail about the vendor code or the manufacturing code.
So you see this now. A vendor code could mean anything to anybody who is on the call here. So we have to make sure that we get the right terminology first. So again, not saying you don't have it. However, it's like a CIK number or HS code. So we're going to get into what is a vendor code. But let's say we don't know. I could go to Isabella and say, hey, Isabella, what is a vendor code? Right? And I just go to Isabella and ask Isabella just to make sure, because Isabella is a trained global export AI that is trained with all of these data. So let's say you have what it means now. And Isabella said, no, partner, that's not what it means. Okay. But let's just see. So a vendor code uses assigned to each supplier or service provider trying to tracking or helping standardized procurement. So you're asking about, let me see now, unique ID as a, what's this now? ERP systems. What is this here? Finance operate. So this is what Isabella is saying, okay? What a vendor code is. We're saying, hey, what we're doing is HS code to help you to build out your product knowledge based on this. Use HS code. So this is what we're doing here. This is the exercise. We use product search. We use product search to quickly identify demand country. We're going to dig further into that. Explore market trends, interact with Isabella, and then show you an actual use case, right? So I'm going to go back to the
There
data.
is one other question he had.
Sure.
which was, will your system one day have data around consumption by market for a product or service based on value to
Yeah,
all
so
potential exporters to make assumptions on the market? Example, imports versus potential of market based on consumption valuation.
yes, we could only get that from the local CSO. Each country has their own local central statistics office. So for us to get that, that's how CPSO come in the picture now to make it more localized by country. So what you're asking for is country-specific data set, which is in our model of data set. But for the presentation today, what we're focused on is this, what we would have shown today, such as search for product HS code, because you might be an advanced exporter or business person, but someone still don't understand HS code. So we still have to make sure we manage that user journey. So once you could put your name inside the actual chat, we will contact you afterwards to give you that roadmap and extra support to get you the data that you need. But the answer to that is yes. So in principle, what we're going to do now, if I could go back, we're going to do a comparative analysis data using the respective HS code. So if you don't know your HS code, everyone, right? If you don't, or if you do, because some people don't. So what you could do is drill down, all right? You could drill down into the data set, forgive me, right? Sorry, give me a sec here, my apologies. Drill down into the data set. Let's go back here. You're gonna go to page 4. All right, always go to page 4 so you could have a hybrid model. It's like the charts. You have a daily view, a weekly view, and a monthly view, right? You want to have a 2-digit code view, a 4-digit code view, and a 6-digit code view. So in this example, I want to search for, let's say, go back to Isabella. Isabella says here, okay, chapter 15 to 21. So let's see what's in 15 to 21. And you want to do some comparative analysis. 15, all the way down to 15, okay? All the way down to 15. All right, take your time. You have 15 to 2, you could select that. And then you could now build out your individual product report based on what you want to search for. Or if you don't want to do that, you go here and you search toilet paper. Build it out, okay? Right? You use products that you know, or product lines that you have. You say ice cream. So we have, right, ice cream, okay? Which other product? Can someone give me some example in the chat? So it's like an exercise. So we got beer before. Someone give an example. We're just gonna amalgamate some different views to show an example here. So we just use ice cream, we use toilet paper.
So we have quite a few.
Right.
Personal care,
Yes.
mixed spices or seasoning, tea, paper
So,
cups, books, gourmet bread.
right. So you see that now. So they will have to know, okay, so let's see here. So extract essential, right? Coffee, tea, meat. So this is it right here. Click on that one. So whoever said tea, your HS code is product 4818. So if you could put in the chat, did you knew that before? Right? Wait, no. Apologies. No. Wrong thing I said. Oh, here it is, right? 2101. Did you guys know that before? Who said T? Do you guys know that 2101 was your HS code? Yes or no?
She says no, she didn't.
There you go. That's what we're trying to solve today, okay? So if we go back to the presentation, we said here, use product search to quickly identify demand country, all right? So if I leave this as it is, just look at the number, it's going to add up now. So, all right, so I'm going to add. So when you have this view is when you want to do a comparative analysis by individual products. No one in the market offers this. Not UNESCO, not UN Trade. We're the only one in the marketplace that does this right now. Facts. So what you could do, you could say, okay, let me add, let's say, Guyana on top of this. I want you guys to look at the right-hand corner and you will see the number change, okay? You click Guyana, you see the number change. Let me just uncheck it. See, move from 0.8 BN. Look at it now. See that? To know 14.5, 14.5. So it gives you an amalgamated view. Move from 8 to 14.5. What does this mean now? So when you start to compare the countries, and we have to look at our neighbors. Yes, it would be good to go all around the globe to take over the world. But if we cannot look at home as well as our neighboring countries, we will find ourselves in problem. Now, let me show you this trend change. Look at this now, right? So in 2020, look, Barbados was in the lead, okay? 2020, import value based on toilet paper was 186 amalgamated across all. I think I'm confusing the data set here with some of you. So let me just take out toilet paper outside of that and take out ice cream and let's use a real example. Someone says tea, all of that. Look at this here, okay? So look at Guyana. Just take a look at Guyana, all right? Just look at Guyana from 2021 to present. What the AI could do with this now is help you to build out a roadmap strategy. So what we urge you to do, you could use a snippet tool and you snip this here, snip the data set, because this is going to call knowledge base exchange. So picture you have your phone, right? And you have a SIM card and you get a new phone and you want to put WhatsApp on your phone, but you have your SIM, okay? So you put your SIM in and then you're able to install WhatsApp by going to the Play Store. And when you do that, you still need a number to put in WhatsApp so you could start to add people, right? It's the same thing. What we're saying, the knowledge base exchange, the AI could see, not only speak, it could see. So you see this image here where it says no file chosen. What you need to do is snip this data and give it to the AI, okay? And then you tell the AI to analyze the data and help you to do a market strategy, create a social media campaign, you're not gonna have an AI similar to ChatGPT. First of all, do you use Chat? If you say, yes, I do, can you just put in the chat, everyone? Do you use ChatGPT? Just say yes or no. So we could just get a sense now, please. Do you use ChatGPT? Either yes or no. All right, let's see what's inside here. Yes.
Lots of yeses.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, Ruth says,
One no.
right. Yes. Sanjay said yes. All right. Michael says yes. So most of us use ChatGPT. So what we're saying is that you're going to now take that same ChatGPT framework knowledge base that you have and plug it here. The only difference is that you're getting analytics on top of that. So the first exercise is we should use HS code to quickly identify demand country. So we would have done that because the demand country for tea is where? Can somebody put that in the chat? The demand country for tea is where? Let me see you guys put it in. Let me see where they have it here. Exactly, Sabrina. Exactly, Renee. Yes. Based on the other three countries. Doesn't mean if we put Ghana on that and African, not Suriname, Mexico, the number will start to change. But the key is Guyana. How I could get into Guyana, boy? What do I need to do? Do I need to join a chamber? Do I need to reach out to Kariri? Hey, Kariri, I have a business plan. I have a market reach report. I now need to find a way how to sell my product in Guyana shelves. So that's where the chambers come involved or the manufacturer association to help you to soft land it. But you need the data, you need your market research, okay, before you could go. So Guyana is the market based on what I'm seeing here compared to Barbados and Suriname, right? So we would have achieved use product search to quickly identify demand by country, explore market trends. So you could go back to the AI now and say, okay, I am, so you get a knowledge base. You don't say, oh, I want to go to Guyana. So you can come back to Isabella now. I am looking to export my, no. So you're going to use a real life example. You see this light bulb right here, everybody? We would have built something called auto AI suggestion. It's worked like magic for the schools. So here we built something called automated learning. With automated learning, we have these pre-built prompts. So imagine you're going, use ChatGPT, it have these pre-built template, right? So you can just click that. And these are some modules we built out for you, okay? So you don't need to think too much. I'm a manufacturer in the food and beverage sector. How can this emerging trend provide further business strategy for market expansion? That's one way. What is the product labeling for pepper sauce from Trinidad to the US? So you could just go here, even say, explain the graph, upload the graph. So let's say all of us could look at the graph and have different views and opinion. But you could come here, click on the light bulb, and AI now will have these pre-built structure. Look at this one. Pull the duty structure and create a cost-saving strategy in US dollar, because now you have to look at exporting your tea to Guyana. What is the importing duty for tea? Okay, so this is a good one to ask. Like, put the duties and create a customer service using the for tea. Okay, all right, and then come back now. So you go back to the thing and say, okay, what's the HS code? HS code 2101. But it could be wide, because that's a 4-digit. When you want to go a little bit more specific, you could go to the 6. So I will come here to the 6 and say, okay, let me see here, deselect, right? And I will go to, right? I will go to 21. So yeah, 2101, right? 2101, right? Let's see, 21. Okay, so that's extract. Last one is coffee. There we go. Here it is. 210120. So this is your actual product label here. 21210120. So that's a 6-digit now. The 6-digit help you to fine-tune your search. The 2 is generic. 4 is sub. And then you want to get into the, like, go a step further. So the debate is like, oh, can we do 8-digit search? Can we do 10-digit? CARICOM is not going to release that. So for now, we could work with the 210120, right? So we come back now, 21, giving it to Bella, 2101, right? 20, okay? So you're giving the specific 120, yeah. Yeah, okay? Isabella's job now is to amalgamate all of what, and you see, have a conversation with the AI, okay? Don't see it as, oh, no, just literally have a conversation about your business. Don't want it and say, okay, where you could buy Netflix, all this. No. Want to ask how trade-related data based on your product, and the more information you give about your challenge, all right? All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, it says between 5 to 20%. All right, okay. All right, for CARICOM. All right, below is an example breakdown in USD. All right, shipment, etc. And it's breaking it down now. All right, it's breaking it down now. You can only imagine it's breaking down the actual data across 3 countries. Total landing costs. You see that? Total landing costs. All right? It add VAT inside of that. All of these different things. And then now it's building out secure certificate of origin to claim these benefits. Then now you could, so what we ask you to do, each of the AI points, you build on top of it. So, and then the AI is trained to always ask you an open-end question, such as, where it is here. All right, store goods. Okay, so all of that is there. What you need to do here is to we compare how many territories. Yeah, we did Guyana, Barbados, and Guyana, Barbados, and Suriname. Yeah, it's 3 countries we did. Barbados, Guyana, and Suriname. So the idea behind it is you will now ask the AI to build out this country specific for the country, specific for your HS code, okay? And then you build out your research analysis on top of that. So it doesn't stop here and say, oh, let me print this on just fly. I have a market research. No, you tell it your problem, okay? I'm not a manufacturer, but it's like with the schools. We asked each of the school, like tomorrow, we're meeting with 20 private primary school tomorrow for our AI tutor platform. Same large language model, but with CXC data, SEA data, that kind of a thing, right? So the problem still remains the same. It has to articulate itself to teach those subjects. So we always start off with telling the teachers, find a problem that the school have a challenge with. So some school say French, some say Spanish, some say math, some say English. And then they will break down the subjects for each, the topics for each subject, students having a hard time to understand, right? Every school needs assessment is different. QRC might be different from Fatima, and Fatima might be different from Tranquility, right? So we're saying, hey, each and every one of you on this call today, everybody have different needs, and every one of you guys' challenges are unique. We don't know, but go to Isabella and identify your challenge and say, listen, help me to solve. So that's where she became your friend, okay? And then you start to build that out, right? That's how you use Isabella. So we've just explored market trends by looking at different markets. And then we've interacted with Isabella for personalized export advice. So Isabella would have came and said, listen, this is what you need to look out for. I could even ask her, Isabella, can you please build out a marketing strategy for my tea to put it in Guyana shelf? Just saying, just saying, like, and you see the text changing in real time. So it doesn't matter if you're not pronouncing yourself properly or your grammar. It doesn't matter. Isabella will understand what you mean. Okay? You want to put it in Guyana shelf and you want to make money in US dollar. And I want to make money in USD. So Isabella's job is to make sure that she could now come up with the best strategy in order for you to achieve that. So all of you might use, you said, who use ChatGPT. If you're on the freemium one, you're using the basic. But when you start to pay for that paid version, it's a better version, okay? So I'm going to show you, while Isabella doing that, this is our large language model. So this is our large language model that we use to train Isabella. So you can see SEA or CSEC, all these different things, right? So you guys have one of the most advanced model, which is O1, that we're using inside its knowledge base. And then you could see we have memory retrieval from trade maps, from different logistic, construction, chemical. So we have all kind of data embedded on the AI's brain, okay? So Isabella, outside of the knowledge base that she has, she also has system training. And her system is, listen, your name is Isabella, don't go rogue, okay? So it's not the AI coming to take over the world. Pull knowledge base from credible source, use HS code, everything what we tell you guys, we're doing it here, okay? So we're not practicing something that we don't do ourselves. We're just saying, in order for you guys to implement it in your company, you need to understand how to, the low-hanging fruit, the better way to do it, okay? So Isabella is saying, right, we told Isabella, can you please build out a marketing campaign for tea to put in Guyana shelf, and I want to make money in USD. Isabella said, listen, right? It requires a structured marketing strategy with pricing in US dollar, global transaction. Below is a plan for market entry tactics, distribution, and key messaging and promotion to ensure profitability. Isabella not going to turn you over into a billionaire overnight because she gave you some strategy. No, guys. You still have to do your own independent human element. Is HI with AI, and you have to merge the two together. She said, listen, right? Consumer in Guyana shows interest in both traditional block teas and special herb blends. We didn't know that before. No, we just learned something new. Rising disposable income and health conscious trends can favor tea consumption. So the person on the call here that spoke about tea, like you're in a really good position because people want to live longer, okay? We will try our best to eat the best meal, dress the best, look the best. People trying to live longer. So if you could come up with a way, as it says here, storytelling, showcase a compelling story, tapping into cultural heritage or sustainable farming can restore with health conscious, environmental aware consumers, okay? Product variation, black, green, herbal to appeal to broader consumer segment. Partner with established distributors in Georgetown. You could even say, listen, okay. So here I'm seeing an opportunity now. AI says distributors in Georgetown, okay? This is what the AI says. So you don't have to read to know what to extract, and you use the AI reasoning with its own self. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know nobody in Guyana. All right, AI is breaking it down, pricing and all of these, the design for the box, subtotal, duty, the whole 9 yards. So I could now come to AI and said, okay, please list 4 small and medium distributors in Guyana. That's the next one, because you might not know anybody. But when you go to TTME or when you go to Kariri, you're not going with your hand swinging. You're going with information or insights that was collaborated by AI using analytics. You could say, well, Kariri, what you think about this plan? So that now will put us under practical benefits because we're now interacting with Isabella. And then Isabella said, okay, here are 4 small companies in Guyana, all right? So Isabella now billing out the information and she give you, let me see, she's supposed to give you email. There you go, you get some email, at least you get a name with that case, that's pretty good. Telephone number, you still have to do some research. Isabella is not a magic fairy. Don't expect to get everything at your fingertip without you doing any work. So even though name, etc., or telephone number, you still have to pull your own, do your own resource because you have to verify what she's saying, okay? In terms of the potential partners. So what we would have done with Isabella is we would have plugged in Google Maps API, or Google Business to simplify. So let's say when you go on Google and you type Kariri in Google, okay? On the right-hand corner, you will see Kariri, a picture of the website, the number, all of these different things. So all the AI is doing is just pulling from the net. But let's just say for some reason, Kariri team decided, hey, you know what? Let's just change our number tomorrow, okay? And they changed the number, but they didn't update their Google portal. The number is still there from the old number. So it still requires verification, all right? But at least you get companies that you could look into, right? Karen, do we have any message in the group just to make sure that I'm not?
We have quite a few messages.
Oh Lord, sorry.
So
All right.
let me start. All right. So
Okay.
there's quite a few people are asking this question, and I think it's really important.
Okay.
Is can they use this for services as opposed to products, such as in the tourism industry? Another person who has a company called Organo Gardens, and he does hydroponics and control environmental agriculture. He wants to know what avenues of assistance or collaboration can exist for MSMEs like theirs, where they provide a high-value agricultural service, not a physical product, to be able to export these services regionally. And
Okay.
how can they position themselves to access those opportunities?
All right. So just to go back to the first one, can you repeat the first one again? Is it for
The
hospitality? For
Yeah,
hospitality.
tourism
Okay.
industry.
So someone asked us when we were at the post budget the other day, someone asked that question who owns several hotels in Trinidad. And what we could provide to them is the items that they have for the hotel. But we can't tell the AI, okay, well, we cannot do we could only do the products that the hotel uses. Okay, so I think that's the simplest way to answer the hotel question, right? Karen, if that makes sense or no?
I'm not sure if the person was looking along the lines
The
of,
product,
yeah, different
Yeah.
services
like
in that
services such
space.
as what exactly? Like maintenance, front desk service,
If the person is on the call, could they unmute and just
yes,
let
please.
us know?
Yes, please.
In the meantime, perhaps you
Right.
can answer the person with the agricultural.
Yes. Can you repeat that one again for me? The agriculture.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
read it. So he says, my company has been deeply involved in agro innovation for almost 2 decades,
Mhm.
where they've pioneered hydroponics and controlled environmental agriculture.
Mhm.
And then through crop copters, which we launched 9 years ago to introduce agricultural spray drones and AI-driven farm data analytics to the region.
Right.
So their service is to help farmers reduce costs, improve yields, and make data-driven decisions that support national food security.
Okay.
What avenues of assistance or collaboration exist for MSMEs like ours that provide a high-value agricultural service, not a
So
physical product, to
that's
be
right. Thanks.
able to export to the
Thanks,
region?
Karen. So I finally understand. So what we're gonna roll out in 2020, we need an next grant to make this successful, right? So we would have partnered with CPSO, right?
Hello, CARICOM farmers, agribusiness leaders, and partners. I'm Isabella, your AgriTech AI assistant, here to guide you through the powerful tools and insights of the Wisdom CRM AgriTech AI platform launching at Caribbean Week of Agriculture in St. Kitts and Nevis. Together, we are working towards the CARICOM Private Sector Organization's 25 by 2030 vision, reducing regional food imports by 25% by the year 2030.
So in principle, we're doing something outside of the scope where we're tapping into satellite imagery and we help farmers with our agritech platform, similar to what you're asking. So that again, we use like field management where they could use satellite imagery in the tech, plot the field. We use Google weather, like you have a next one here called that we were using to track the hurricane in Jamaica. So I'm seeing, to answer your question, I'm seeing like a support assistant or guidance, or some form of collaboration. So we're using this tool, this open source tool called Zoom Earth. And we're using Zoom Earth to track the hurricane when it's coming from heading to Jamaica, right here. So you have a lot of open source tech that does weather patterns and all these different things. So that's where I'm seeing the collaboration outside of manufacturing. So it's not a physical product you're making like HS code or pepper sauce and all of that. But from that angle, I'm seeing where we could collaborate with the agritech platform. Karen, if that answer the question.
He responded and said, satellites can only provide certain data, but the drones we use analyze all metrics required by farmers. So what
Yeah.
he's saying is, how can he export the service?
So I will ask the AI, I will take that same question and go to Isabella, right? Because Isabella is the expert here. So I will just take the same question here and just copy it and just go to Isabella and just ask her. Could do it that way, right?
Okay, now I have another
Yeah.
question. It is from Celine, who kind of clarified the services question.
Yeah.
She was looking at opportunities to enter regional markets for broadcasting, voicing, expanding
Oh,
networks.
okay. In that case, I think that question will be for the career as a creative industry or creative, right? What you think, Karen?
I don't know in terms of searching the database, is she looking to see how many people are using those kinds of services outside the country? I'm not sure.
Right. So what we see is the product that is being purchased by dollar value, right? So let's say iPhone or the components that make up the phone, that we could track and see which territory imported the most. But in terms of that type of service data, that's like a service provider. I would just simply say the best way is a maybe Ministry of Trade, because they would have had a service economy framework that they're looking to build out, or creative economy, I should say. So not through the global export platform, because it helps exporting products, etc. So I hope that was helpful. If I answer your question.
Yeah, okay. The other question is with regards to one person asked if there was Suriname data, and then another person asked if the data was only put in for export to the Caribbean.
Excellent question. Yes, we do have Suriname data, and we're starting with export because, as you can see here, import, sorry, it's import, meaning the countries where you could go to make money from, right? So, sorry, yes, the country you could make money from. So we would have started off with some territories here: Algeria, Aruba. Sorry, someone is muted. Okay. Egypt, Ghana, India, Mexico, Saint Kitts, South Africa is a big market. All right. So we would have added several countries inside here, okay, on top of outside of the Caribbean. All right. Dominica Republic, right? Dominica, and the list goes on. So what we do, based on the data that we get from our manufacturers, like at TIC, this is where we get the data from. So as you can see, where we ask our users, which market you're interested in. You see what most of them says? CARICOM. 77 of them says CARICOM. And if you say Africa, look at Africa. Look at UK, look at the US. So we focus on most of the data set to give you guys a start, okay, to make sure you get ready. So we give you a compilation of several other data, but we do have custom data set where the large companies will reach out, hey, we need this HS score for this product by Dex value, by X importer. That's a more high-tech, comprehensive data set aggregation, right? So yeah, we do provide different countries data in the platform, right? Those are the two questions, Karen?
No, I still have other questions.
Oh,
So that means there's a lot of interest. One of the other questions is when they pull the data, they want to know, are they looking at the countries that have the higher import value?
oh wait,
And
sorry.
I'm not sure.
Diana? I think that's Diana.
Diana, are you trying to ask a question?
No.
Okay, maybe she accidentally unmuted. So, yeah, what they want to know is, are they pulling the data? And the higher the import value, does that mean they should enter the market? So, I know you kind of explained a little bit about the AI itself and how that helps you, but perhaps you could just clarify a little more.
Yeah, there's a saying, Karen, in the land of the blind, a one-eyed man is king, right?
Mhm.
And what that means is that, yes, when you look at the imported value by country, it's like you want to go to the bank, right? And you want to say, listen, I want to get a loan. My market is X. Like, what's your market reach? That's one thing. But to know your product reach is our next thing, right? Your product reach to the market you want to go to. So that will save you the headache. Because what if you come up with some creative ways, God gave you a vision in your dream, you woke up and you said, this is what I want to do, right? And you're so passionate about it. But from a business standpoint, it wouldn't make sense having that as a business, right? Not to say anyone business is not important, but why we need to look at the dollar value of your product reach and the dollar value of your market reach or the market you're looking to enter, it gives you a sense of financial projection, okay? Because now you could say, okay, how many grocers inside there? Or you could start drill down the data to tell your own unique story and journey. So yes, you should look at the import value as a start. And then if you realize when you compare the markets, you realize, oh wait, but that market don't look sense. It don't make this market is what I want to go to. Because you're making data decision making, you're incorporating data in your decision making process. Not your aunt to tell you, not to get a hunch, not this one say this and that one say that. You're using the data. So yes. Karen, did I answer that question? But it was
Yes.
okay,
And
right?
then I have
Mhm.
another question where someone is asking, have you had cases of Isabella hallucinating data?
You see, thank you for that question, and that's good, right? No, we haven't had that case. But let me explain why you get that in the first place. You see what I would have shown everyone here? Let me make sure that my screen is sharing. Karen, can you see my screen? Yeah?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Okay. So, Cheryl, I'll also ask you to share with this as well. When you do, it's like you go on OpenAI and you ask OpenAI, generate this. Everybody go to ChatGPT because ChatGPT is a public tool, not a private proprietary tool, okay? So of course, you're going to need knowledge base on everything in order to service the whole net. In our case, we're not servicing the whole net. We're servicing manufacturers, okay? That's who we're coming after. That's who we're trying to service to help with their problems, based on what we said earlier. So knowledge-based retrieval helps mitigate that. Knowledge-based retrieval is when you add knowledge base on top of the AI so that it does not hallucinate. But let's say you turn off knowledge base or you don't train the AI with nothing. That's when it hallucinates, okay? So one, you need to give what is called system training, where you give the AI a persona, because when you go on ChatGPT front end, that's what you have, the front end, right? And you ask ChatGPT to give me this. You're not training the AI, it's already pre-trained. That's what's called a GPT, generative pre-trained transformer, because it's pre-trained to service the net. So when someone go on ChatGPT and say, oh, like Kim Kardashian, she said, oh, it helped me to fail my exam. Like it helped me to fail to becoming a lawyer, right? But come on, the AI is serving the whole net. But if it was a legal pre-trained AI from a company, of course they will train it with the whole repository of the court filings, right? Wherever country they're in. So what we try to do when we educate about the AI integration in workflows is that our AI, our large language model is pre-trained. And pre-trained, it helps with that as a perfect example called hallucination. So that was an excellent question. And to even go a step further, this is our AI tutor platform, the same one that we use for the global export. And what we would have done, we have over 4,573 students on this, 603 teachers, which is 1,069 students, okay? And we have our AI working for us, analyzing data, supporting teachers in the classroom. I know we're on off the topic a bit. Just give me 1 minute here. So here we are, students across the Caribbean, right? Like this was actually, today's the 17th. Yeah, this was today at 1742. We have students from different Bishops East, Anna Regina, all of these students, AI mark grading and scoring in real time. So what we did to minimize the hallucination is to train the AI. That's it. So to answer that, that's what we do to minimize that. So you won't get any situation where Isabella don't know what she's talking about. So I hope that
Alright.
answer that one. Sure.
Thanks.
Karen.
Thanks so much. I have a question here where I want to ask Donna a little bit to perhaps explain her question. So if she could unmute, but the question is, can this tool be incorporated into your website or only on the site shown?
Only
I'm
on the
not sure.
side show. Yeah, because we want subscription. So only on the side show. To keep it simple, Donna, right? We don't power other. We heard that from Ministry of Trade across the Caribbean. Everyone is saying, hey, can you build this out for us? Can you guys? We're like, guys, yes, we can. But we have it as the sole provider. And then we provide a service to you, not just the data, but consultation. We hold your hand along that journey as part of your subscription. That's why we say, look, use it for free till now, till next year. And then when you become a customer, we even hold your hand further and get you to that place of readiness.
Okay, next question. Do you build out LMS systems as a business service?
No, we don't. No, we don't. I mean, no, we don't. The simplest way, we do all the large language model ourselves, and we position that in our technology stack to service humanity or service sectors that need it the most. Education, manufacturing, agriculture, financial services, and we just keep doing it like that, you know, and power. We did, oh yes, no, my apologies. No, we did, we do have one, like we build out a large language model for the Guyana Stock Exchange. This is it right here, where we just embed it on top of what they have, but that's a whole different conversation. That's not global export in principle. So this is for the large language model. So we do institutional development, not such on a retail, on a retail scale. All right, Karen, I hope that answered that one.
Yes, our next question was, they were asking about what is the meaning of HS, because she's not sure if that was
Yeah,
explained.
so you see that? Excellent question. So we would have asked Isabella earlier, right? We would have asked Isabella, if you guys could remember, where we asked her about what is the HS code for food and beverage. So that's a good one. Look at this here. So we asked Isabella, hey Isabella, let's zoom in. What's the HS code for food and beverage? I didn't like just saying. Isabella, spell it out for us. There is no single HS code covering all food and in the harmonized system. You see that? HS, harmonized system. And then these HS gets a code, but all of them is pulling from a harmonized system. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 100. And then you have one, and they have subcategories within that. And that's where a lot of manufacturers get lost, because they're like, wow, if I want to export my product, what, we're just stuck within the kitchen to the neighbor and just selling, doing things on a small scale. But how could we prepare for global or regional export readiness strategy? So we need to move from knowing our HS product search code to knowing the markets that is importing our product, okay? And that's how you get to that you could think and dream to the level you're exposed to. And if you could expose to data to show you that Trinidad is one of your market, but Guyana is the bigger market, that puts you in a place of readiness to say, all right, my HS code, I need to find out what is called product labeling. So that's the next thing, okay? So whatever you don't know, the person who asked that question, go to Isabella. What is the meaning of product labeling, right? And you could ask Isabella, and Isabella would be your assistant. So anyone who don't know the jargons or the terminology or all of these things, go to Isabella, And funny enough, after we finish this session and Karen is off the call and the Carry team and Wisdom team, you have 24/7 access to Isabella, okay? Not so, Karen? Not so?
I hope so.
Of course they do. Yeah. Yeah, Karen.
So I know you answered this question already, but it was asked again. that if the data is given only for Caribbean countries and not worldwide, but you indicated that there were some other countries?
Yes, yeah, we do international and Caribbean. We do both. We do both. It's here. It will be in the presentation here when we share it to you guys. So these are the markets that we cover inside. Latin America, CARICOM, US, UK, and Africa. These are the 5 territories, the 5 countries or continent, the 5, yeah, that we provide. Is that okay, Karen?
I have. So the person who had indicated the agricultural service that they provide, they wanted to know how they could export to other Caribbean islands.
But the thing is,
The-
it's not a physical product, right? They're not talking about as physical product, right? They're talking
No,
correct. So remember, in this example that we're doing today, so that will require some consultation with this with this business owner, okay? To kind of build out that knowledge-based research to see how we could support. But for the presentation today, we're focusing on the actual products like that people manufacture that they would like to expand to different markets, target different sector industry, and how they could use data in their process to increase their revenue. That was our focus of today in terms of having business aspiring to become more.
Yes. So, thank you so much. I would like to leave you to continue because we have gone beyond the time.
Yes, we're basically finished. So, again, so your call to action, everyone. That's what I'm saying. Even if you don't get to sign up while we're doing the webinar, don't worry. We will, everything is captured digitally in our CRM system. We have a lot of what you call it, automation in our workflow. And sorry. Karen, can I get 3 more minutes? 3 more minutes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So what we're showing you is what we're doing. We're not sending you guys any story here that what we don't do already, right? So this is our admin portal, okay? So all of you that register, this is our CRM. Why they call us Wisdom CRM? Because we've used a automated workflow across our operations, right? And what that does for us, it enables us now where we could manage our workflow digitally. So let's say each and every one of you, when you sign up, you're now linked under a profile, okay? Under customer. And if I go here, let's say on the back end, all right? And we go to user, we will now see some of you that would have signed up today. So we still have to filter this data set here. So the more automated workflow you built in your operation, the better it is for you, because we're in that age of automation and AI. So what we are doing, we don't only speak or talk the talk, walk it as well, right? So we use, if it wasn't for AI and automation and career, we wouldn't reach where we're reaching now and continue to go. So when you sign up, even though none of us is online to service you, your information is digitally captured. And then we have a global export team that will contact you guys now to lend further support over that period, okay? Don't expect we're going to do it every single day, because we're giving you a freemium model first to understand your business need, and then to provide that case study report back to Kariri. So Kariri to get a more intelligent insight and analysis, those who came on, those who sign up, what you're saying, and those who are actually using it. And that's what will take us now to build out this custom consultation framework, because some business will want to know what's the HS code, and some business want to know, listen, I already know what's a HS code, but I want to export to a market already that I don't have access to. So we have to take it in phases and work with us in order to get back to you guys. So I just wanted to put that inside there, Karen. All All right. In closing for the presentation, that yeah, the call to action, you guys will have access to the platform, free access, Careery, all the way till March 2026. And we're hoping we should have different webinars with on-site as Careery. We are there to support. And yeah, just join the movement. All right. So Karen, I hand over to you. Thank you for
Alright,
having us.
thank you so much to Charel and Mr. Powell. Thanks so much for staying on extra time, the patience, and taking all the questions. People want the recording, so a lot of people have stayed back and want to ask everybody if you could turn on your camera so we can just record that you were here. Really appreciate it. We'd like to have some faces. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Darian Sobian wants your first name, Mr. Powell?
We'll go ahead with Karen.
All right. Some more cameras, please. All right, great. So give me a minute to take a screenshot. Ready, set, smile. One more. Keep smiling. Hold on, just one more. Thank you so much, everybody. Yes, got it. Thanks. All right. So let's see. So that ends it for today. Thanks so much for joining us. And we look forward to continuing to support you all, our entrepreneurs.
All right, thank you, Karen. Have a wonderful night,
Thanks,
everyone.
Karen.
Take care.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Night all. Take care.
Good evening.